Of all the things we do at Chessbase India, one of the most one of the things that is closest to my heart is the YouTube memberships, because it is from that amount that we support one chess player every month. And this amount comes from different people all across India and the world who have contributed by becoming members on our channel, and we use all that amount to support chess players. It's truly amazing. We are closing in on 1 year, and the amount of September, which was 68,000, yeah, 68,907, goes to Marimuttu. Now, Marimuttu is a player from Tamil Nadu. And just to show you guys over here, this is the article I wrote today, and it has the details of all the people who have supported, who are the members in the month of September. You can see that there are 75 pillars of Indian chess, 4 promoters of Indian chess. We have several supporters of Indian chess, boosters of Indian chess, and backers of Indian chess. These are all different tiers of membership, and all the details of everyone who contributed are here. 361 people, and the total amount is 68,907. Just to tell you a few things about Marimuttu, uh, the boy is a big fighter, and over here you can see he is visually impaired, and also he has color blindness. So he is playing with the braille board here. This is his mother. He's raised as his mother was a single parent, and she raised her sons. Marimuttu also has a brother, and she was working at the home of a doctor, doing the cooking and housekeeping services there, and she managed to raise her kids. And during 6th grade, when she was at the doctor's place, Marimuttu and his brother Vigneshwaran were introduced to chess, and from there the interest grew. Marimuttu, played slowly and steadily. He was introduced to Anant Raman sir, who is a very well-known arbiter and promoter of chess in India. And he went to Shivakashi Chess Club. Over there, he learned further. He became the national schools champion. He was trained by Selva Manikandan for a year, and now he's being trained by Vishweshwaran. This entire story you can read. I'll put the link in the description. It's a very inspiring story. Marimuttu still has his financial issues, for which he started training other chess players so that he can make his ends meet and eventually achieve his aim of becoming a IM and also a world champion in visually impaired chess. These are his aims. They are very big ones, and he would like to achieve them, and this fund will help him to further his chess career. So these are some of his achievements. He has played at the Asian Championship in Manipal and finished 8th. He was the captain of the Indian D team in Paralympiad, 3rd at Hyderabad Open, 1st place in national schools, 1st place in Hyderabad National Open, 1st place in National Open at Wardha, and so on. So he has achieved many distinctions. Also, he plays really well. He has a very aggressive style of play. But I would like to give a big thanks to everyone here who has supported, and you've become a member. So please do think about becoming a member, so that next month we can support even more players, in a bigger way. Month of October, these are all the people who have supported here. Every month we publish this list, and this is for the month of September. I'll soon publish whom we are supporting in October. For now, I will leave you with my interview with Marimuttu that I had a few hours ago, where we discussed his games. That will give you an idea as to how good a chess player he is. We have with us Marimuttu here. Hi Mari, how are you?
Fine, sir. How about you?
Very good. You played very well at the Olympiad. I think some very good games that you played, and we want to
Yes,
see
sir.
one full game and two parts of games to show our viewers your calculation ability. So shall we
Yes.
have a look at that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Can you see the screen that you have, or you are going to visualize the position in your mind?
The screen is a little bit small, so I will visualize in my mind.
Really? You remember the game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember the game.
Okay, it was played like roughly a month ago, but you still remember.
Yes.
Okay, so this was against Sergey Vasin, and
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, Sergey Vasin was a former world champion of visually impaired, right?
Mm, I'm not sure, sir. Maybe he's a runner-up. I thought. I'm not sure about he's a ultimate. If he get a title, he get IM now. He's a FM still. He's a FM. I thought.
Ah, okay. But I searched, maybe he did win a gold medal. That's
Oh,
what I read, but
okay.
maybe I'm mistaken. But anyway, he's a very strong
Yes.
player from Bulgaria,
Yes. Yes,
and
sir.
you are playing, and your rating is 1600. He is 2260. You opened the game with d4. Do you usually play d4?
Yes, sir. I am playing Queen's Gambit
Okay.
normally.
Okay, so c4, c5, d5, b5. He played the Benko gambit. Were you prepared for this?
Yes, definitely. Actually, before the round, I prepare this round. He only play Benko, so that is easy for me to prepare.
Who helped you in
But he is a
preparing?
strong player.
Yeah, he's very strong. Who helped you to prepare?
Vishweshwaran sir gave the lines. Then during the tournament, Niranjan sir will be help.
Niranjan Navalgund helped you, and
Yes.
before that,
He took.
K. Vishweshwaran.
Yes, actually, I have two choices. One is Queen C2, one is Pawn into B5. So then I realized Pawn into B5 is more accurate and go the sharpest line.
Okay.
So I
So
entered
you
that.
took c takes b5, he played a6, b takes a6, g6, knight to c3, bishop takes a6, and e4. So you are ready to give up your castling, but you are prepared. So bishop f1,
Ah,
king
King F1,
f1, d6, g3,
B5.
bg7, king g2, knight bd7, and you put your knight on f3. What I really liked, Marimutu, is that after castles, you played the move a4, because this is a very good line against the Benko, and you knew it.
Yes. Yes, this is my preparation. Still A4.
What is the idea of a4? Can you tell the viewers why should white play a4?
First of all, white have a pass pawn. So that is a compensation bishop g7. So I try to push. I will drive the opponent piece into queen side. Then I realize I want to attack the king side.
Oh,
This is my
see,
normal
this
plan.
is how an attacking player thinks. A positional player will think, oh, I have an extra pawn. I will nurse it into the end game and win. But Marimutu is like, I want to deflect all the pieces to the queen side so I can start attacking the king side. Okay, a4, queen a5 was played by Vasin. You played bishop d2, queen a6, and now here I think you played knight b5.
Yes.
Did you like this move, or you thought it was not so accurate?
I thought first I think about the queen c2. Then anyways the queen c4 is come. Some problem is there. So then I want to create small threats. So I play knight b5. Normally I give a simple threats. It is make some problem for higher rates. So I want the c3 square for my bishop. I try to exchange. If I get a exchange the g7 bishop, the position will be slightly better for me.
Hmm. But
I can start an attack h4
are you
h5.
not losing the e4 pawn?
Um, but the c7 have some problem. Knight c7 is there.
Okay, and if I play queen b7,
Knight into.
knight a8, rook a8, what is your assessment of this position?
It is okay for me. Not a very good position, but I get some compensation. I thought the h4 h5 I thought during the game.
You want to go h4 h5. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I think maybe he should have anyway gone for it with knight takes e4 and given up an exchange. But he went rook f c8, and I think this gave you the chance to play very solidly with queen c2. Now everything is back on track.
Yes.
Knight e8, bishop c3, and here he played f6, and I want the viewers to think what should white play in this position, because this is typical Marimuthu style to attack. Here what did he do? Yeah, so Marimuthu, tell the viewers, what did you do here?
I play h4.
H4, you went all out. You wanted to push the pawn. And yeah, it makes complete sense, right? Because you're making use of your rook on h1.
Yes, actually here I decide I want to go strategical game. I decided playing on the colors. Though the bishop was if trap on h8 or f8, it is take more time. I get a tempo. Then I simply improve my pieces. So that's my plan here.
Hmm. Yeah, what does this mean that you got the idea of playing on colors here? What does that mean?
So my opponent have a dark color bishop. He
Hmm.
set the pawns on dark color.
Hmm.
So that is not a really good thing.
Hmm.
So his pieces are cramped now. So
Hmm.
the bishop take time to come in the game. It is out of play, I thought.
Hmm.
So I decide to trap the bishop at least for some moment. Then I
Ah.
realize something. I get a f5 square for my knight. Or my b5 knight is already good. If I got a e6, I really happy. I create an attack.
Hmm.
So I have another idea: queen e2, queen h5 like that,
Got
or
it.
queen d2. If he push g5, I will play queen d2 and sacrifice my knight and create some attack.
That's what happened, right? In the game, he went knight c7 after
Mm.
h4. You took rook takes, then he played h5, g5, h6, good move, pushing the bishop back to h8, and now you played the move queen d2, threatening
Yes,
knight takes g5.
yes,
He went knight to e5 here. You took with
yes,
the bishop. Now he must take with the d pawn. And now I think if it was an individual event, you would have sacrificed on g5. But because it was team event, you decided to play rook fc1.
yes,
No? You tried to be a little safe.
yes. Yes, actually, this is I get a outside pass one, so I slowly entered a rook and game it is winning. I decided
Yeah, yeah. But also knight takes g5 was winning, I guess, right?
yes, knight takes g5. I calculate.
Hmm.
Then I decide I don't want to take a risk. I have a simple win way. I go for a
True.
stuff one.
True. So you went rook at c1, he played queen a5, you just exchanged, and now a strong move b4 because he cannot take it. c7 is hanging. He went back rook a7, b5, rook a5, and now b6, rook b7, and your typical tactical idea knight d2. If he takes on b6, you have knight c4, forking. So he went
Yes,
f5, and now f3, g4, knight to c4, rook a6. You pushed your pawn to a5. What a complete domination here. Bishop f6, rook cb1, bishop g5. You played rook b5, attacking the pawn on c5. He took on e4, fe4, bishop h6, rook takes c5, bishop f8, rook c8, king g7, and you trap this bishop with rook f1.
yes,
It is a picture of domination here with two rooks
yes,
being so
yes,
active, and his both the rooks being passive. His bishop is trapped on f8. So a tremendous game by you, Marimuthu, and you won here. So let's go
yes.
to another game of yours and try to see how you played that one. That was against William Johansson, who is rated around 2000, 1988. So here we come to a critical moment in the game after he played. No, no, sorry. Uh, just went a little bit further. Yeah, here, rook e8. Can you remember the position? Rook e8.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rook
Yeah,
e8.
it's
Yes.
very clear in your head, the position.
Yes, sir.
How
Almost
how is
clear.
it how is it that you can see so much? Is it like, in your mind? Because there are people who are playing chess for many years but can't see blindfolded. So is that something you worked on a lot on your own, or how is it?
Yes, sir. I practice with my friends. They read the book. I
Hmm.
just imagine without the board how much I can. Like
Okay.
sometime I entered a 30 moves like that. Seeing again, still I can see, but then it is difficult. Nowadays, I really improved because I'm not using the board during the playing. Most of the time, I play blindfold chess.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So here, can you tell us how you calculated like 10 moves, uh, like nearly 10 moves in this position?
So before three moves, I decide I want to sacrifice the e3 pawn.
Mhm.
Then I have a hidden hero h2 bishop. So normally the players didn't spot the bishop is become active. It is more danger. Then I spot knight a4, knight into c5, and d6 first I see. Then further I take more calculation. It is the rook was dominated in e3 after knight a4, rook b4, knight into
Can you tell me
c5,
if knight a4, bishop takes e3, what do you do?
queen e3.
Ah, okay. Queen e3, rook e3, and knight b6. So you win a piece.
Yes, rook is hanging.
Got it. So he can't take here. So he went rook b4. Correct. So now you continued your calculation. Go on.
Knight into c5.
Mhm. So he must now take on e3. If he takes d takes c5, there is d6.
Yes, there is a queen trap
Yeah, it's a
actually.
discovered attack on the queen. So if he now plays bishop e3,
Now I decide king h1.
if bishop e3, you will go king h1.
Yes.
Oh,
Queen,
okay. Because if bishop takes c5, e7 is hanging.
queen is hanging. E7 is hanging.
Okay, and if he plays d takes c5, then there is still d6. Okay, got it. Very nice. So he took with the
But
queen.
yes.
So you said, okay, I will take. Oops, sorry. Here you said I will take back the queen. He took with the bishop. And here, because if you are not careful, now he can take back on c5. Yeah, like if you play king h1,
Yes. Now it is a problem.
he will take back with the bishop, and rook on e8 is defended. Correct. So
Yes.
you took on e3. This is very important. He took back. And it seems like you don't have much here. But you first took the pawn, bishop d6. Okay, makes sense.
Yes.
He went knight b5. Also possible is knight e8, right?
But both moves I prepared bishop e5, king f2. That's a problem here. Real
Whoa.
problem is e3 rook is trap.
Wow. Wow. You'd seen this.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. So he went knight
I found
b5.
I
Go on.
found king f2. Then only I entered the variation.
Okay, he went bishop e5. Now he took on e5. This also you considered?
Yes, sir. This also I consider. There is a only move. Maybe he play other things. Anyways, the king f2 is coming. It is problem for him.
Hmm.
I consider knight g3 first, but there is a king of sorry, bishop into g3 is there. If he sacrifice the knight and save the rook, maybe I thought, but that is also not better because d6 is still coming.
Right. Right. So he went rook e5, knight e5, knight d6, and here you went knight c6, attacking the rook. He went rook b6,
Knight a4.
knight a4. This reminds me of a Capablanca game. rook b7,
Oh,
and now bishop takes a6, and you are winning the game because yeah, rook
yes.
c7 was important here, but he went rook f7, so you took
Rook c7, I get an knight e7 idea actually.
knight e7, and if he takes rook e7,
Sorry, first bishop into c8. Sorry, first bishop into c8.
but bishop c8, knight c8. Now knight e7.
Yes,
If knight takes, rook is hanging. If rook takes, knight is hanging.
yes,
So this, and yeah, you're winning. So in the game, you took bishop a6. He went rook f7, and you took on c8, knight c8, and then knight d8 when you won a piece and also the game. Wow, very nice calculation. I think it shows how you really like to calculate. I think you are a tactical player who likes to calculate a lot. Is that correct?
yes. I
Yeah.
like sharp positions most of the time.
And it's very surprising, yeah, because generally what I have seen is that many players don't like to go into sharp positions who are visually impaired because they can't see the board, but you are going into sharp games.
Yes, because I play Kings Indian like that openings. Now only I stop that. So because the Kings Indian is more sharp, I want to create. I miss something in blindfold. It is problem for me. Then only I realize I strong my blindfold. It is calculation is automatically improved.
Okay, let's have a look at your game against Gyarkos Laios. He has just played his queen to e5. He's an IM from Hungary, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
And you are playing with the white pieces here, and I would ask the viewers to pause the video here and try to figure out what did Marimuthu do here. Okay, Marimuthu, what did you play here? Did you exchange the queens?
No, I sacrifice my queen on d8.
Wow, you sacrificed your queen. King takes, and now you took on d4 with the bishop. So the queen is
Yes,
attacked, and you are threatening a deadly discovered check.
yes,
So he decided to move his queen on a light square with queen e8 so that the bishop can't attack it.
yes.
Now, what was your calculation?
Now I found bishop b6,
Mhm.
king c8,
Yeah. Can you go to e7?
e7. I thought some mating threat is there. Bishop c5, bishop c4.
Bishop c5. If king f7, or let's say king e6, bishop c4, king f5. Is it mate?
Not here. Maybe I play bishop d6.
Bishop d6.
Oh, 1 minute.
What's your idea?
Calculate something here. Maybe I took the rook. Maybe two rooks for queen, but this is not still better. Maybe we have a very less time here. We have 2 minutes. I have 3 minutes. So we want to complete 7 moves.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
decide. I
So in
decide.
such
When a
time
sharp
pressure,
position-
you still sacrifice the queen.
Yes. Yes, because he's also same problem. If he miss something, I will create some
Yeah,
winning
I also
combination.
think that after king e6, king f5, this position does look scary for black. It's not easy to black to play. So he went king c8. He thought, let's be safe. Now you gave a check on g4, and he could have gone king b8 here, right?
Yes.
And then the position is still complicated. What would you do after king b8?
Rook d8,
Rook
queen d8,
d8.
bishop d8, rook d8.
Yeah.
Now it is at rook bishop h5,
Bishop h5. Maybe he goes rook g8 perhaps.
king e2.
And you think that this endgame is holdable for you.
Yes.
Because you're a pawn down here, but it's playable.
But it is rook ending one pawn up. It is not big
Not
problem.
easy.
His king is in queen side, so if I get a chance to enter my king on f5, it is problem for him. If I get a e4 pawn, exchange the bishop and get a e4 pawn, I push f4, f5.
Hmm.
Then there is a two pass pawn. It is dangerous for rook.
Correct. So he played bishop f5. I think that is a mistake.
Yes, that is a blunder actually.
So now you went. Yeah, go on.
Rook d8.
Rook d8. Queen d8 is forced, otherwise it's a checkmate.
Yes, actually here I have a 20 seconds only. So I calculate. So I want to simplify the position. I just took bishop into d8, but there is another winning here. Bishop into f5.
Bishop f5, rook f5,
Bishop into
d8,
d8,
king d8, and now
d6.
Wow. And if you
It is
take
a
on
really
g6, then h7 is queen e.
h7.
So he has to go back, let's say rook f8. And then I think after g7, this should be winning for you. This pawn is
Yes.
very strong.
Yes. I play rook f4 and get a e4 pawn. Simply.
Correct. So here he went bishop. You went bishop d8, and he said, "Thank you so much. I'll take on g4 first."
Yes.
And that is where the problem happened. And you can't save the bishop as well. Bishop e7. There is rook. Maybe bishop e7.
Yes, but I have only few seconds. I thought there is I get a e4. I have some miscalculation here because rook into g4. I entered the king in e4 and pushing the f4 pawn. So that is winning. I calculated. The problem is
his pawns are faster.
Yes, I have some obstacle on my pawns on h7, but he have no problem. So
Yeah,
he's clearly lost.
His pawn's queen first.
Pawn is really fast.
True. Yeah, but Marimuthu, these are some great games showing your strength as a chess player. And
Yes.
thank you so much for showing this. You also won the YouTube membership amount from ChessBase India for the month of September, which is close to 68,900. Do you want to say anything to the viewers who have supported this initiative?
Yes, I really thank for all people supporting me because now only I starting the career really serious, taking serious. So I prepare for some tournaments. Next year I have a World Junior. I selected for that. So I really thank, and ChessBase India also. I really thank for you, sir,
Well,
selecting me because there is a lot of players there, but still you select me. It is really I happy about.
Well, it is our pleasure, Marimuthu, and we are very glad that you are working so hard on your chess. I also know that in order to make your ends meet, you also teach people chess so that
Yes.
you can earn something and then continue your chess career as well. So it's very inspiring. I'll put the link of your story in the description for people to check it out. And also, wish you all the best for your tournament that is going on right now, because you are playing at the FIDE World Championship for people with disabilities, and I think you are doing very well with 4.5 out of 7. And I wish you all the best.
Yes.
I hope you finish strong. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Lord.
Bye.
Bye.